Hi, my name is Stormy, and today we're going to learn 3 different climbing techniques used in an adaptive climbing program. One is going to be the pull-up bar ascender, the other one's going to be a 5-to-1 pulley system, and last we'll learn how to do a wheelchair transfer on the rappel ledge. Let's get started. Alright, let's get started with the 5-to-1 pulley system. First you're going to need the Petzl double pulleys, some locking carabiners, and a static rope. We're going to start by setting up our pulleys, this one face up, which is our top pulley, and our bottom pulley on its side. So we're going to start with the rope feeding through left to right, this bottom portion, coming down to the bottom pulley. We'll go from the bottom out the top, coming back up to that top pulley. Now we're going to go from the right to the left, feeding that rope through down to the bottom pulley, where again we'll go from the bottom out the top, up to the locking carabiner that we have on the pulley. Give yourself enough slack because you'll be tying figure 8 on a bite right now. Make sure you lock it. And now we're ready to set it up on a top rope system. Alright, so now let's transfer the pulley system onto the wall. We're going to start by taking a top rope, preferably from a place that has some overhung wall. We're going to tie a figure 8 on a bite, just like that. Take our locking carabiner, lock it down. Now we're going to haul this system to the top, and we're going to tie off the rope to the wall. Alright, now we're going to hook up our participant. We have double locking carabiners closed in a post. You want to go ahead and lock those down for me? Do all your normal safety checks. Double back, double back, double back. Is it on?
Double back, yep.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. Sweet. As the blayer, you set up the same way as if you do normally in the gym with ATC device. Through there. Good?
Cool. Looks good.
All right.
All right, on belay?
Belay is on.
Sweet. Climbing.
Climb on. Now using this 5-to-1 system, you're going to be taking in a lot of slack. So make sure you stay on top of it and you communicate with your participant. You doing all right?
Doing good.
Excellent. Now this system is going to be used for people who may have been through a stroke. They're going to have lack of mobility, maybe in a hand, their entire arm, or maybe even their lower limbs. The system also could be used for those who are overweight. So with many breaks and helping them ease up the wall, this system may be really beneficial for that. Looking good. Yep. Gotcha. Nice.
All right, ready to come down.
All right, lowering. You're going to lower the same way. All right, nice job. All right, so that was the 5-to-1 pulley system. If you have any questions, please ask Ty or Josh for assistance. Now we're going to learn about the pull-up bar ascender. All right, let's move on to the pull-up bar ascender. Some things you're going to need is a static rope, a long sling with some locking carabiners, a flat piece of webbing, the curled chest ascender, the pull-up bar ascender, and a harness for your participant. All right, with the pull-up bar ascender, you're going to want to choose a location that has an overhung wall, like Virtuoso or Showcase. We're going to take a top rope, and we're going to tie a figure 8. Next, we're going to take our static line and follow it back, which is going to become a Flemish bend. Now the key to the Flemish bend is to have more than a handful of rope on either end. Next we're going to pull up the top rope, getting the Flemish bend to the top and locking off that top rope. Alright, now that you've pulled the rope, the participant's about to ascend onto the top. You're going to want to tie it off. In this system, we've used a pre-equalized anchor with an MMO. That way, when the participant gets to the top, we can release the MMO and lower them. Woo! Starting from the top for the pull-up bar ascender, we're going to attach the ascender to the static line. Next, we're going to take a locking carabiner and hook it around the handle, locking it. It's attached to a long sling, which is girth hitched to the belay loop. Next, we're going to attach the chest curl ascender to the static line with a flat piece of webbing in the top of the ascender. This piece of webbing is going to wrap around the participant's neck and tied with an overhand knot. And ideally, when the participant sits up with their chin, it's quite tight. It won't be so tight once they start ascending. And this piece of equipment is attached to the belay loop and to the waist loop. That kind of makes it turned, so it allows the curl ascender to be straight. Do all your double checks as normal before the ascending starts. All right, now you've done all your double checks, everything's aligned, the participant is ready to ascend. You're going to take that static rope and you're going to hold it taut for them while they initially get out of the wheelchair. Once they're about quarter of the way up, you can fix it to the nearest ground anchor with a clove hitch. Excellent. Nice job. It's really important to keep this rope right underneath them as tight as possible. Nice job. I say once they're about this far, you can have them take a break, clove hitch it to the nearest ground anchor. All right, our participant's at the top and now it's ready to lower. We're going to undo our MMO and lower on the motor. All right, you're about to feel a pop. Ready to lower?
Yeah, ready.
Lowering. So we've already positioned our participant's wheelchair so we can lower them nice and smoothly into it. How was it?
That was great.
Excellent. All right, let's get you in your chair. So this would be nice to have another staff member to help them if possible. Woo. Nice job. All right, so now we have our participant with all of our double checks done and our static line. First, we're going to start by taking that flat piece of webbing and our curl ascender and feeding that through the top of the ascender. Next, we're going to attach this to the participant, just like a neck collar, and tying it off the back with any kind of overhand knot. Now ideally this is going to be quite snug and it's probably going to be a little tight at the beginning, but once they start doing the pull-ups, it'll loosen up. But you want them when they tilt their head back and straight up, it's going to be pretty tight. Next, we'll put the pull-up bar ascender on the static line. And we'll attach it to the participant with a girth hitch in the belay loop and a locking carabiner to the ascender. All right. And the locking carabiner is going to go right on the handle here. Of course, doing all of our double checks. All right, move around like that. Now the locking carabiner, the next one's going to go on the curl ascender. It's going to attach to the waist loop and the belay loop on the participant. This way it allows the carabiner to kind of have a twist in it that keeps the curl ascender straight. Lock that down. Do our double checks, locked there. Now I'm going to adjust this a little bit, so if you mind tilting your head down, I'm going to tighten it up. And you may have to do small adjustments. All right, go ahead and sit up. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you can see how it's nice and tight on him. So now the sling will keep the pull-up bar from going too far away. And the curl will now attach to the static line. And we have 2 pieces of equipment and backup. You ready to climb?
Yeah.
All right. So the equipment you're going to need for the wheelchair transfer on the rappel ledge is a static line, the Aztec pulley system, at least 7 locking carabiners, an ATC device, a harness for the participant, and a long sling with a non-locker to attach the wheelchair to the door frame once at the top. Alright, now we're to the wheelchair transfer on the rappel ledge. We've taken the closest top rope and pulled it up, tied a big fat knot, and backed it up with an MMO. This line is going to be the line the participant rappels off of. We've attached an ATC device and put it on the closest bolt just to keep it out of the way for now. As you noticed, I'm attached with a static line, figure 8, brought up to a clove hitch at the top of this anchor and locked in. Right next to that locking carabiner is another locking carabiner, and attached to that is the Aztec pulley system. The Aztec is used for pulling the participant out of the wheelchair and guiding them to the edge of the rappel. We also use 2 closed and opposed carabiners for that. On the other end of the static line that I'm tied into is going to be the line the participant ties into. This is the backup. We've brought this up to the anchor with a locking carabiner and backed up with an MMO. Let's tie them in. Alright, we're up here on the rappel ledge. Before the participant even arrives, we have our releasable rappel ready, our backup MMO, and our Aztec. Now the participant's up here. Before we even open the gate, we're going to have them tie in with a figure 8 from that backup MMO. Next, we're going to have them clip in with closed and opposed carabiners with the Aztec. Nice job. And the third thing we're going to have them clip in is with the ATC device, making sure the brake strand is down. All right, let's do our double checks. All right. Now we're going to turn the wheelchair and gently lift them up with the Aztec. This is a good time to make sure the wheelchair is in the lock position. And you're going to instruct the participant to have 2 hands out as you're about to ease them over the edge. Ready?
I think so.
All right. Now using the Aztec, we're going to pull the participant up so we have access to their belay loop. After we've done that, we've taken in as much slack as possible with the MMO. Next, we're going to have the participant put 2 hands on the brake strand. You got that?
I think so.
Excellent. I'm going to pull down on the Aztec, releasing this pressic at the top. You just want to make sure it goes slowly. And the participant's now going to weight that backup MMO and their own strand. How you doing?
Good.
All right. Once I feel there's enough slack to undo the Aztec, I can now reach over and take them out of the system. All right. You still got that?
I think so.
Excellent. Now you're going to go to the MMO and start to release them. Making sure always to have one hand on that brake strand. Right. Now you're about to feel a pop. You got that?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Woo!
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. The last thing you want to do is make sure that the participant has enough slack so they feel empowered and they're lowering themselves. All right, you ready?
I think so.
All right.
All right.
Ready? There you go.
Bye.
So there you have it, our 3 systems we're going to use in our adaptive climbing program. Our 5-to-1 pulley system, our pull-up bar ascender, and our wheelchair transfer to the rappel ledge. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask Josh or Ty. And of course, get out there, motivate, inspire, and get people moving.
Solid.